everybody, thank you for joining me, Slim Gnome, in this endeavor where think I'm gonna buy me 69 spoons, 69 cups of ice cream. 69 is the magical number, and we're gonna see what we get real quick. And then after that, well, I'm gonna sit here and I'm gonna pound my head against the wall until I have my stars. And by have my stars, I mean have the last remaining star that I can possibly get. And then I have to crank out my wife's wallet and buy myself my vehicles because I still failed to hit that goal. Because even though all I mostly do is take care of my kids, walk my dog, and play War Thunder, I still couldn't manage to bring myself to play this game long enough to get to the 40,000 mission score for every vehicle. Now, granted, I probably should have already only really been focusing on two of them and not trying to get all three. But I wanted all three on principle. I don't do anything really but play War Thunder. This is my life. There's no reason why I shouldn't achieve this goal. Well, War Thunder proved me wrong. Life also proved me wrong. Don't get me wrong. I have all kinds of crazy things that go on in my life. My family life is pretty off the chain sometimes. I have two amazingly frustrating stepchildren whom I love dearly. I have an amazing wife who is a nurse and works her ass off all the time, and she makes alright money. But times are getting tougher, and I'm trying to make my own way here. So the goal here, get to that 500 subscriber mark, start getting YouTube to pay me back some money here, man. I can keep doing this. I can keep being at home with my kids, helping them get raised right, showing them how things are done, fixing up my car with them, things like that, the things that matter, and not me just being off working a 9 to 5 or a 11 to 7 or whatever grind, just wasting my life away making somebody else rich. That's not the goal here. The goal with YouTube is that to become rich? Hell no, man. If I, to be honest, if I started making any kind of real money off of YouTube, most of the money from the YouTube would go back into more YouTube. Like, if the moment I get paid from YouTube, that money would immediately, not all of it, obviously, I'd have to take some part, I'd have to give some back to my wife, and help her out with things like that. Sure, but there would be probably half of what I got being funneled back into it, and we'd be doing giveaways, we'd be doing events, we'd be really building that goal. We gotta build some kind of cohesive culture. We gotta stand up together. We gotta make sure that when Gaijin tries to pull some shit, we can be like, hey, whoa, just like the community just did. But we need to keep being able to do that. But we want to be able to do that in a respectful manner, because that's what it's all about, mutual respect. Like, they want us to play their game, we want to play their game. We just want that game to be good, and with all of us together, we will make that game good. We will make War Thunder amazing. Again, I'm telling you, it will be fantastic. This roadmap, the improvements they're making, it has made things substantially better. And having some fledgling War Thunder players that I've been rolling with more recently, which also was part of the reason why I wasn't able to get all of my stars quite as easy, because there was times when I was running ranks too low to even receive my stars. Now, how the hell did that incentivize people to play? Now, I understand the idea probably behind it is that people aren't creating duplicate accounts just to play the game for a little while, get a free vehicle, and then sell it. I'm sure people still probably do that because you can't stop somebody from breaking the law. Now, that was some bullshit. That stopped damn near on the BMP. You goddamn gaijin. Now, things I'd love to see from this game, things that I think would make this game absolutely off the chain fantastic. shit, I was supposed to. Would make things that would make this game fantastic. Truth be told, would be uh, a variety to the matchmaker, uh, and the way the missions are played. Particularly for me, ARB. I like I like the enduring confrontation maps, but I can't say that I like playing exclusively them. I think there should be the smaller the smaller maps, the smaller close quarters ones, like that you're immediately thrown into the fray. Or or if you're gonna keep the big maps, why not just air spawn us in the big maps? Either air spawn us. I mean, I don't think air spawning us at too much altitude would be too smart. Like, maybe a kilometer off the deck, air spawn like the good old days. Even if we just air spawned over the runway and we were just all cohesively just whatever, it would the time to battle would be cut down by at least an extra 30 seconds without really changing much of anything. I think that would speed up the gameplay there, because enduring confrontations can be a drag, especially when you're getting up to speed. That takes away the whole getting up to speed, so maybe it even saves a whole minute off the time for when people are getting into battle. But we also have to realize that the longer you are in battle, the more RP you are making, the more alliance you are making. When these battles are over super quick, we don't get crap for grinding. And Gaijin knows that. And so maybe Gaijin tries to throw us a bone and be like, hey, take it slow. But for that fact, why is it that in naval realistic, you can respawn? Why is it in ground realistic, you can respawn? But in air realistic, well, you just got that one plane and then you're done. Now, air was in the game before everything else, but everything else is different from air. Doesn't really make sense. I proposed more closer to the original enduring confrontation that they gave us when it was like an event, and it was like 2.7s, like you had Wellingtons and early Spitfires, but you had this huge battlefield that you had different bases that you could capture and land on to repair. You had, they blow up these bases, blow up that convoy, shoot down this bomber formation. You got different tasks that you could achieve. Every respawn cost you a bit of lions, but you could keep going, and the match lasted for absolutely ever. Like, that was extremely enjoyable, and I'd like to get back to that. I'd like to have that mode again, but I'd like to have that brought up into the jet era, even if it was just the early Phantoms and the early MiG-21s slinging crappy missiles at each other, but also having like 105s running, the ability to have a 105 and be doing bombing runs as well. Like, you could really make an interesting, even if it was just an event that you did once a month, you did a different battle, an air battle event, and you kept doing it. And as we get into more modern things, then you could bring in like the Gulf War, things like that. Like, I think it would make War Thunder like truly interesting and bring something different without having to make things too different. There seems to be an improvement in the AI for vehicles. The damage models on ground vehicles have been completely revamped, so they are substantially more difficult to just like drive by and shoot them with 50 cal and expect to get a kill. It's not like before where like, oh, pop, 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 you killed ground vehicles. All you kind of have to do is tap them, which that's cool. That adds to realism. That makes it more interesting. Why can't we just keep building on that idea? Make it better. Reinvigorate air RB into something more, or just give us that enduring confrontation with the respawns as the side mode, but allow us to collect rewards in it, allow us to do dailies, and allow us to do all that crap, allow it to be its thing, and try it out. Because I feel like the people that really enjoy jets would start filling out their jets, because right now there's no incentive to have more than one crew slot that is for planes unless you run Air Arcade. If you run Air Arcade, different story. Most people don't play Air Arcade much above like what 5.7, 6.7. Like you can get into a jet game, but it's lackluster. It's disgusting. You're wet. You can't use your afterburner at the ready because it'll just turn off and on as the game decides that you no longer have the ability to have your boost on. Like that's that's gross. It leaves a bad taste in your mouth. Like stop half-assing Air. Air was where this game started, and it's just been left behind. Yeah, Air gets cool vehicles all the time because it brings people in, but the actual modes that these cool vehicles participate in are more disappointing than really anything. Like it's like an afterthought of like, oh, maybe I should have done something with this, or like maybe there's a better way to go about this, and Gadget's like, seemingly, like I said, I don't mean to just be in a negative Nancy about it, but I'd like to know like what the hell is going on? Why can't you just make this fun again? And I had to cut this short here. It's kind of like just a rant video, but I remember that I'm supposed to go do some yard work today for my mother, so I have to go drive to her house, get that done, and we'll try to have a stream on later today. These were just my thoughts. I wanted to get out there. I burnt through a bunch of lions and didn't really get anywhere for it. It's seen this IV something box that I got. Like I don't even understand what that was. Like items, like bunch of boosters. What is this? Oh, they gave me a boat. I actually got a boat out of it. That's kind of cool. I got an Italian boat. That's what it was. So I'm gonna go over here. Blue water. I got you. Rank 3. Soldati. 2021. That's cool. At least I got